Hello, traders. FX Pip Collector here. Today is Friday, April 24th, and this is my morning market breakdown of the US dollar pairs, including gold, and we also look at a few of the yen pairs. As always, we start off with the dollar index because that's basically a roadmap that tells us what to do on the other dollar pairs themselves. And like I've been saying pretty much all week long, I think that we're likely in a wave A right now. And eventually, I think that we're going to end the wave A, make a pullback to the move up like a wave B, and then probably back up again for a wave C. I think this whole thing is going to go maybe to the 61 because that is a little bottom right there that could become a top, or potentially the 50% to finish off a wave C, and then potentially go back down like this for a wave B. I think this is all just going to end up being one big pullback to this whole last move up over here. So an A, B, C of wave B is what I expect to see. Now, if I expect to see this on the dollar, then I would expect to see similar patterns on the dollar pairs themselves. Now, if we take it down to a little bit of a shorter time frame, if you go too short, it becomes very messy. But someplace around like the 6 hour, maybe the 8 hour time frame is where you can see this is a trend. 1, 2, 3. I think it's extremely clear on this time frame that we're in a wave 3 and we're probably going to make a little wave 4 and we'll probably eventually go back up for a wave 5 to finish off the wave A. I think that wave A probably will end someplace in this area before it starts down and makes a wave B and then probably back up for a wave C. I would expect the markets to continue to be a little bit on the slow overlapping side because we're likely still in this wave A and we're probably going to make a 4 and a 5 of wave A. So, keeping this information in mind, let's take it to the euro dollar and start off on the daily time frame. On the euro dollar, same exact analysis as the dollar index. I think this is very, very clearly 5 waves down. One, two, three, 4, 5 of A, and then eventually we'll make a wave B, which is a pullback to the wave A, and then probably back down to the 61 and a 78% Fibonacci retracement for a wave C. So exactly the same analysis as the dollar index, but in the opposite direction. Now, there's no real proof that the wave A is over yet, or the wave 3 that is. 1, 2, wave 3. Once we get a break to the upside, which I think is probably going to happen pretty soon, it's probably just going to be like a wave 4, and then, maybe to the 61, 78%, and then probably down again for a wave 5. So unfortunately, I don't think these overlapping slow markets are over yet. I think we're likely going to make a wave 4 and a wave 5, which is basically more chop chop. So let's keep that in mind. Let's move on to the pound dollar, back up to the daily time frame. Exact same analysis on the pound dollar. It's just the pound dollar is a little bit stronger than the euro, which is why it didn't go down quite as much. But same pattern, wave A. Probably eventually it will go up and make a B, and then probably down and take out this structure right here for a wave C before we end up potentially starting another move to the upside. But this is the daily time frame, so just keep in mind these ABC patterns are going to take a while to play out. Going down to the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame, eventually I think we're going to need to make a wave 4. Now, this really doesn't look like a 1, 2, 3 on this one, but because of the dollar analysis, I know that it likely the next move is going to be a wave 4, which could end up stretching out into an overlapping pattern like this, and then probably down again for a wave 5. And this is all just a wave A on the higher time frames. I personally would still be pretty focused on shorts, but if you're a short time frame trader, you might be able to get a couple little logs out of the wave 4, but a wave 4 on the 1 hour time frame is not that desirable of a trade, especially in a choppy market like this, unless you're trading a very short time frame, which I'm definitely not. So moving on to the Aussie dollar, back up to the daily time frame. Same exact analysis, but just like the pound, the Aussie's even a little bit more strong. So this is probably going to end up looking something like this for the A, and then probably make a wave B, and then probably down again for a C. Maybe the wave C will break this low. Maybe it will make a higher low at like the 78% before it starts another decent move to the upside. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, same exact analysis as the other dollar pairs. More than likely, we are probably going to make some sort of an overlapping pattern, which the market has pretty much been making overlapping patterns all week. And we're probably going to see some sort of an ABC of wave 4. This low right here is probably the 3, and then eventually back down for a wave 5. So, like I said, for me personally, I would definitely still be highly focused on shorts. But if you are a very short time frame trader, maybe you could catch a couple little logs out on the short time frames. Just like the other pairs, I think this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and wave 5 of wave A on probably around the 8-hour time frame, just like what I did on the dollar index. I went to the 8-hour time frame because that's where you can see the pattern clearly as a trend. So moving on to the US dollar CAD, back up to the daily time frame. Dollar CAD, same type of move. 1, 2, and this is probably a 3. This is probably a 4. And we're probably going to go down again for a wave 5 eventually. Maybe the wave 4 does end up at like the 38 or maybe even the 50%. But I think this one is actually very, very clear that it's a wave 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So taking it down to the 1-hour time frame. So very, very slow going. Probably the first push up is a wave A. Probably we're now going to go down, make a wave B, and then later on, maybe later today or maybe Monday, we'll push back up to the 38 or the 50% for a wave C. And this will likely be a wave 4 on around the 8-hour time frame. This will be the low of the wave 3, and then eventually you'll bounce from one of these fib levels and go down and make a wave 5. So this is definitely the type of price action that I'm expecting to see, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 pattern. So taking it down to the US dollar Swiss, back up to the daily time frame. Dollar Swiss is exactly the same, except for the dollar Swiss kind of looks like it potentially already made a wave 5. So we'll see what this one turns into. It might just end up already being in like a wave B or a wave 2, but it's still very likely going to make some sort of a corrective pattern, just like the other ones did. If this really is the end of a wave C right here, then it's potentially a wave 1, a wave 2, and then eventually it'll go down for a big old wave 3, maybe later next week or the week after. So going down to the 1-hour time frame, probably we're in a wave 4 right now. This is probably a 1, 2. This is probably a wave 3. I bet we'll probably are going to make a little bit of a move to the downside like this for a wave 4, and then we'll probably eventually get another push up for a wave 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of A. Whether it's an A of B or whether it's an A of 2, to be honest with you, I don't really care because you trade a wave A, B, C of 2 exactly the same way as you trade a wave A, B, C of wave B. So it's definitely not important to really know the difference at this point in the stage in the pattern. Moving on to gold. Gold has been painfully sideways. I personally don't really trade gold because I'm from the United States, like I've said many times. And you can't trade gold out of the United States unless you're trading with a prop firm or you're trading like with no leverage. But anyways, I mean, I still think there's a good chance that gold is going to end up going up more. I still think that this pretty much from right here over is all just one big corrective price action. It's some sort of like a running triangle or some sort of a wedge or something like that. I think it's forming like an A B C D E pattern or like a W X Y X Z pattern on the much shorter time frames. So keeping that in mind, going down to the 1-hour time frame. I thought yesterday that it potentially was going to go up with this break of structure we had, but boy, that thing failed and just kept on going back down. Very, very, very tough market gold is right now. I mean, I would still be bullish to be honest with you. Especially if it goes up and breaks structure, I would still be bullish. This last little push down could have just been a liquidity grab for everybody who thought that this right here was the end of a pullback. So overall, I would definitely still be bullish. I still think that gold eventually is going to make its way up to like 5,200, maybe a little bit higher than that. But we'll definitely take a look at it as it goes and find out. But like I said, if you zoom way out, this is just one big overlapping pattern, and every single one of these series of waves so far is 3 waves. That's why I think it's like some sort of a running triangle or a contracting triangle or something along those lines. And hopefully, eventually, it's over because you got one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if it's an A, B, C, D, E, then it could be complete. If it's a W, X, Y, X, Z, then it also could be complete. And either way, hopefully, it's actually finished and it's going to start a move to the upside maybe today or maybe early next week. So moving on to the yen pairs, back up to the daily time frame. Like I've been saying, I think that the dollar yen is going to make its way up to about the 161% Fibonacci extension. Well, this right here is actually the 161 is right here, but this box right here is a weekly time frame Fibonacci level that never got hit. That's why I still think that the dollar yen is actually bullish, and I still think the dollar yen is going to make its way up to about 161. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, I mean, all week long I've been saying I think this is going to make higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and that's exactly what it's been doing. Every single, swing has been a higher low on these sort of time frames. So what you want to do now is you want to put your Fibonacci retracement from here to here, and you'd be looking at this move down as likely just another pullback within an uptrend. So unless it breaks the higher low series, which would be a break of structure right here, you definitely are looking at anything you see to the downside as nothing more than a pullback within an uptrend. So I definitely would still be looking for longs, just like I've been recommending all week. Long, 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 and long. If you did nothing this week but go long on the dollar yen, then you potentially had a pretty good week. Going down to the euro yen. Yeah, well, the euro yen, we're trying to determine whether this is the end of a wave B. If it is the end of a wave B, then this needs to be impulsive on the daily. It needs to be lower lows, lower highs. If it's not the end of a wave B, then it potentially will be a overlapping pattern, which it looks like it is forming an overlapping pattern, potentially down to a Fibonacci level, and then potentially back up again. So as of right now, we are definitely looking for shorts, but we're still trying to determine whether this is going to turn impulsive down or whether it's just a correction within an uptrend. It's definitely starting to look like a correction within an uptrend. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, because my bias is still down, I'm definitely still looking at anything I see up as possibly a pullback. So we got a fib from here to here. Maybe this is a wave A. Maybe this is a wave B. Maybe this is right here is a wave C. Went right up to the 61%. It would be nice if it potentially ended a correction and just kept on making lower lows, lower highs. Now, if it does decide to go up here and break structure, then yes, we do want to go back to being bullish. But as long as it doesn't break this structure, anything we see up, we are looking at is likely just a pullback within a downtrend. So moving on to the pound yen, back up to the daily time frame. Same type of thing on the pound yen, except for like I've been saying, it possibly could go up and make a new high. It kind of almost did. It made a lower high, but it seems like it potentially could go up and make a new high. But based on the other, a lot of this is the pound. So that's why I'm kind of wondering if it does try to make a lower high and if it does end up making like a pullback to the whole move up or not. We are definitely waiting for a pullback, but it really hasn't made much of a pullback yet. Because of the higher time phase, I would definitely still be bullish. I mean, there's been no breakdown. Ever since this low, it's higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Right here, it tried to break structure and rejected it, and then it made another higher low. Right here, it tried to break structure and it rejected it again. So, I mean, we are definitely long bias. I think it could personally go up to the 38%, which is right around the 216 area, 216.1, maybe 216 and a half, maybe 216.1 and a half. So for now, I am definitely still bullish, at least until we get some sort of a significant break of structure to the downside. So anyways, don't forget to check out my website, fxpipcollector.com. If you want to follow along with all my trades and be part of a great trading community on Discord. And as always, thank you for watching and happy trading to everyone.